cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this. Can it be showing up with Tony T? Yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV frontal in these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Ramon Scott coming to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, home of the Super Bowl. And we've got the morning steam for Wednesday, December 27th. We're back in action in the National Hockey League today with a massive 14-game card, 4 bowl games, including 2 night contests, and the Holiday Bowl out in San Diego. Also, NBA action, and could we possibly find time for the worst basketball slate in the history of college basketball slates? No offense to Virginia Cavaliers. 2 games tonight in college basketball. I don't know. Your picks are welcome in the chat. Welcome. Nice to see everyone coming in, folding in here. So we're rolling for our betting card for Wednesday. The official order will be college football, I believe, followed by NBA and NHL. And we'll talk a little bit about last night as well with, the Running Rebels. Hey, the conspiracy theorists had a field day with the game in Arizona last night. The drastic line move, 5-6 points, whatever it was. Then Kansas getting penalized, 20 times for over 200 yards in one of the most penalized games you'd ever see. Still, Kansas found a way to get the money for just about everybody, except those guys who just got that 13.5 last night at the bowl game in Arizona. Hello, everyone. Let me say hello to a few people that have come on in here. Looks like we might have a slow day here. Just some regulars today. We look at this. I will say hello to everyone. But Gerardo was here to open the doors. I guess what happened was we've kind of given Gerardo half a day off, quite frankly, here with just Premier League action on tap in soccer today, really, for the most part. Gerardo will find some other leagues to get involved with here. But for casual fans like myself and handicappers, just pay attention to the big leagues. And we're really just talking about Premier League action, 3 games here today, all going off kind of in a similar time slot. They're staggered just a little bit, but Brentford and Wolves, Chelsea and Crystal Palace, Everton and Man City. I want to say hello to JW coming in today. Hello, JW. Blake is here. Bruce Green. How about the Rockets? And Thomas Lewis, of course. Salty's here. R. Tomps. Dwight. And he does say that her artist says, hey, I'm always into some Jupiler action here. And Arda, how about it? How about it last night? Did everyone get a chance to see our man's, if you will, on the wheel last night? All right. Uh, get ready for a little bit of information here. Let me bring up the graph. Let everybody know we're on the right day. You guys got to catch me on this. I mean, I promise you, ever since we kind of have reimagined the show here a little bit, we make errors on the date sometimes, you guys, and you're not that is bad for the algorithm and everything. So if you see it, you got to tell me in the chat. How about bowl game action yesterday? We had some winners here on the show, including Minnesota Golden Gophers against Bowling Green. They kind of took it to the Bowling Green Falcons a little bit, I think. And we had the premium winner over. Seemed like a pretty easy winner there. We also had the over in Texas State versus Rice as our premium play. It had a little bit of a sweat there for overbackers as the game was headed way over and then stopped scoring, get a late touchdown. That one goes over. And of course, talked about last night's game, Kansas and UNLV. I thought UNLV actually gave a pretty good account of themselves. Again, I don't know if what we're seeing is going to be the next UNLV situation now. Mayaba, he looked pretty decent again. I mean, UNLV has a lot of flaws that are going to be exposed against even a Big 12 team like Kansas. It, had some moving parts as well, but you would think that even if Odom is committed, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of teams, a lot of schools interested here. But time is running out. But it was all good, I thought, for the Rebels last night, despite the loss. And they did not. I would just say they did not cover the spread, given what the final spread was and how drastic that line move was. But in a way, it kind of looked like the line move was right. It wasn't. And I'm not making any excuses here for, the Rebels on the show. I guess they were just another penalty away from covering, probably. All right. And Timmy Two Shoe, let's see here. We get ready for okay, yeah. I don't want to slight the Scottish Premier League. They have a pretty big game as well. One game has been abandoned there. Ross County had a problem getting to their game with the Rangers, apparently. So one postponement in the Scottish Premier League. New breaking news. I don't think it's breaking news. I think we got that quite a while ago. But all right, JD got those soccer plays ready to go. And Timmy is also ready to talk about maybe some junior worlds. This is great. This is what I like to see. I want to welcome Bankroll Woods. He needs a plus $3 play. We'll come up with something. I mean, I'm sure the gang can come up with something here. I got a couple of live dogs I'm willing to roll with you, Bankroll. Hey, I'm not one of those. You need a plus 300. I'm your man. All right. I won't lead you astray. We'll get that bankroll started. You're Bankroll Woods, after all. All right. Thomas, who knows who's going to own the NBA team here in Las Vegas? It's obviously going to happen. Chad's here today and percent better. We'll also go over to Tony'sPicks.com here in just a minute, but let's take a look at what happened in the NBA last night and see what you guys thought of the results there. Of course, I guess the headline story isn't what we want it to be. I feel bad for the Detroit Pistons, certainly, as they lose again to set the record of 27 consecutive losses. Really unfortunate. They played okay and definitely had a chance to, cover, I guess, and maybe a little bit of life there for a while. But in the end, the talent just kind of wins out, I guess, is what they're dealing with. There's our man's. Everyone take a applause for Terrell. See if we can get him some balloons here and some confetti. Today, they are already talking about you, sir. You're the big star today here in the chat. So, anyways, I'll just keep going, but you guys give him your accolades there in the chat for Terrell. But I'll cover some more NBA here as we get rolling. But just, to capsulize Detroit Pistons with that record-setting loss. Eventually, the challenge just wins out. Brooklyn goes on to post the victory. And other games yesterday, we had some winners here on the show. But, man, those lines were right up there, weren't they, as far as those first couple of games, the totals anyway? We gave you out Memphis and New Orleans over here on the show. Yeah, we needed overtime to get there. But for the most part, it was Memphis coming back here. He player of the week, Ja Morant, for their comeback here since he's joined the team, and they got it done again with the win over the Pelicans. Pelicans, that has to be a little bit concerned, but Memphis is going to be charging all the way here to try to get back into at least a play-in, and I'm sure they'll do it. I mean, they're just brimming with confidence right now. We gave you the Utah Jazz over the San Antonio Spurs on the road. We also had a premium pick winner, Timberwolves and Thunder game to go over. Had the winner here on the show with the Pacers last night against the Rockets. And we also had the Bulls over the Hawks here on the show. All right. And appreciate you guys coming in and wishing Terrell all those salutations there. That was really cool last night. Had, no problem interrupting any sports viewing for that. That was fun. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com if you guys don't mind, since I get done with the first round of comments. And I just want to see who did well on the site yesterday. Here and see who did well. Okay, here we go. Hey, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. That's where you'll find our premium picks. These are absolutely our best picks every day at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, including those from our leaders on Tuesday. Tiffany Mance continuing her terrific run here of late, no doubt on fire. I watched the show last week with all of this. I'm sure all it is a matter of time for Tiffany, but she certainly can have enough winners of late to get that hair get that pink that she likes going. 3-0 yesterday, another winning day. Jean got picks. Jean got winners again here on Tony's Picks. 4-1 yesterday. Nick Vartini continues a good run here right now with a 4-1 record. Jerry Lewis, another leaderboard appearance, 2-0-1. How about Latifa? She's on the leaderboard here with a 3-1 night. Great job, Latifa, on Tuesday night. Latifa rolling those winners yesterday. Mark Butterscotch Eubanks, 4-2, 67%. The OG Cappers VIP won their only play. Here's Collins Brown, went 1-0-1. Ron Hahn, 5-3 yesterday. Tim Irwin went 2-1 and 1. Tony T, 2-1 as well with his 3-pack. I was up there with my premium card yesterday. Gave you the 3 winners just now. EPA Sports NBA. Don't let the name fool you. They were on the NFL card here too over the weekend. So, but the EPA Sports NBA account went 8-7-1. Nick Logaretos in the green, as was Mindy Hahn on Tuesday. So deep leaderboard, lots of winning yesterday here on the website. If you did well, that's fine. If you could use some help with any winners, you could consider our whole crew right now. Take a look at how they've done over the last 7 days. It's Mindy Hahn on top of the handicapper leaderboards, part of the Two Old Ladies of Stuff Network, up 18 units over the last 7 days. And Tiffany Mance right there as well, up over 9.5 units over the last 7 days. Joseph Schultz, 16-6. He's our site leader with 958 over the last 7 days. Gene got picks. Look at this debut for Gene. Really smashing it here. Looks like we got a great team assembled now here at Tony'sPicks.com. Gene is up over 9 units over the last 7 days, and AJ Wagers still keeps that undefeated record since joining the site. Over the last 30 days, here's what I'm talking about with Tiffany Mance. She's up over 35 units of profit over the last 30 days. If you're doing well, that's great, but you'd do worse to pick up Tiffany's month-long package. You'd be up 35 units. Your mileage may vary, certainly, from that 35.44. These are based on $100 wagers, basically. The unit size on these, favorite to win 100, underdog 100 to win X. So really terrific run here by Tiffany over the last 30 days, averaging about between, looks like about 8 plays a day, 8 point something here. So you're going to get a great solid card from Tiffany, and she's really putting up some really, really big numbers. Here's Nick Vartini up 1761. He's the face of Platinum Cappers. Daniel Wolasachuk, who's really been, his run is extended now for well over probably the whole holiday season. No, longer than that, really back to before November. So Daniel's been hot, but this is a 30-day run. He's down to 16 units of profit. Mindy Hahn also 15 plus units. Tony T on a real strong run here right now. Over the last 30 days, up 1332. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com to get our premium picks. Click on the Premium Picks tab. You can scroll down and find our 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs from our team of handicappers on Wednesday, including Mindy Hahn. 7-pack on the ice. We already talked about that 14-game card. Tony T's got 2 on the hardwood and 1 in college football. Tiffany has a 5-pack also in the NHL. Jerry's got a 5-pack in the NHL as well. Nick Vartini, 3-pack in the NBA. Daniel Wolasachuk, 3-pack as well. Nick Lagaretos is rolling today. Looks like he's ready to go in some of this Premier League action today. Ruben Marlborough, the Marlborough man, has a 3-pack in the NHL. Come to Marlborough country. Hollywood Sam has his NHL 3-pack, including his best bet. All right, thanks for listening to the commercial. I didn't have to scream, but I'd like to. All right, let's see what else we got. Bankroll, still looking for any. Gerardo's got picks. Join us in the Discord. Put the link in the description, in the chat box there. You can click on it and go on over to our Discord. It's basically me, Gerardo, Salty, Brent, some other valuable names as well, just with the pertinent sports information. I do bring you some pretty fast injury reports, sometimes even a little, I don't know, a little faster than the mainstream. It's not me necessarily. I mean, yeah, I'm watching Twitter and all that, but the line service, they have a team of people. All they do is watch it all day, and they send it out real fast and turn on my notifications from the Discord. You'll get them from me popped up right to your phone. You could be going about your day, and I'll hopefully, if I'm around, I mean, it's a one-man band, but try to get the most key injury information. You can sometimes even take advantage of and get a little half a point here, a little point there. All right. They're still talking soccer as we get ready to go here. Peasy's here today. And we'll get started. Oh, E. Burke, thank you for coming by. All right, Bankroll. I mean, we get it. You need a plus 300 winner. I think I did see, maybe really needs plus 300, but did see someone in there give out the 245 or 265. There it is, in case you missed it. So, there's other opportunities, but there's a suggestion right there. It's not too bad. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Yep. Oh, I've changed it a few times. I always thought I'd be a big star, and I am finally here on Tony's Picks. All right, gang, let's get rolling with bowl game action today and get the show started because we got 4 games, including early start, if you will, 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 Pacific as we head out to the Military Bowl at Annapolis, Maryland, with Virginia Tech and Tulane. We didn't get a military team to play in our Military Bowl this year, but we do have Virginia Tech here. I think got pretty good situation here with Tulane. They're now up to a 10.5-point favorite, mostly because of the key information that Tulane star quarterback is one of the opt-outs here, it looks like. And that's a big news because he's a pretty good quarterback. Guy who had, basically 3 years worth of starts. So it's enough to move this line as much as 6 points in Virginia Tech's favor coming in here. And Virginia Tech, though, has played pretty well. Second half of the season, they won 4 of their last 6 games after starting the season 2-4. Virginia Tech as a favorite this season is 5-1 against the spread, but also, the Hokies were 5-5 against the spread in games with a single-digit spread. So you can see in double digits here, they weren't have. This is the most I believe they've laid all season. Virginia Tech has gone over in 6 of their last 8 games. Virginia Tech just 2-6 in their last 8 games against non-conference opponents, 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games against non-conference opponents. For Tulane, look, I don't think the cupboard's necessarily going to end up being bare here. They've got a pretty good situation despite, losing their, very good coach to the University of Houston. So that, program improves by adding a good coach. But Tulane's got another good coach coming in right after that. So I think their situation probably will be just okay here, I would think. I'm not impressed by the move necessarily. Tulane's got a very, very good program and a good football team. Sure, I think that this quarterback situation is kind of a big time bummer. It's kind of ruined the game here a little bit for me because I wanted to see Tulane come in, but maybe this makes it even, I don't know, maybe a little bit more interesting. You talk about wanting to get involved with a little bit of underdog, and I think Tulane is going to be vastly overlooked here. I do feel like Tulane is the side of the Sharps still here, despite the news of the quarterback situation here coming into this game. There are some other opt-outs we can cover if you guys are big into the personnel, but I always don't like to talk down to anyone and get down into all the names, and who knows, right? I mean, this is college football, and I think that we know in professional football you're always going to be replaced. These quarterbacks have proven it, right? I mean, the backups don't go out there and do anything special, but it's almost like they're no worse than the starters sometimes with some of these guys. But I mean, when you got a guy like Pratt, 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, big time yardage and things like that. Kai Horton comes in and he gets the start for Tulane now. And, wide receivers, they're down wide receivers too coming into the bowl with 2 key guys out, one an opt-out, I believe, and one an actual injury. So for Tulane, however, they are they've gone under in 11 of their last 12 games overall. But they usually do pretty well when bowling, covering 3 of their last 4 bowl appearances. Let me see. Oh, hello, Poppy. Nice to have you. Percent better maybe going to this one. It says right here in my Maryland area. I think Thomas Lewis is ready to go in on Virginia Tech here, lay those points. And as I've said, and I don't know if we're seeing it in the last couple of games here necessarily with the opt-out steam. I don't call it the steam necessarily, but those teams that are, end up with the line move going, I want to say in their favor, right? Because Virginia Tech was -4.5 or so. Now they're -10. And usually those situations, percent better says, those teams kind of roll. So, all right. Our Tom's here is looking like he'll be with Tulane. Dwight, though, on Virginia Tech. So, look, I just told you the reported steam also has come in on the under here. And, hey, the total's gone, down big time here to 43.5 from a number as high that opened as high as 48.5. But I'm still going to come in on the under. I think we're, you look at some, it just feels like some of these games and what we've seen, they still find a way to go over a little bit. I know we're dealing with, what is Tulane going to go out there with a very pedestrian offense? They might. But the Sharps, they're all going under, believe me. I'm just fading the move here a little bit. That's the way I see it. The reported steam came in on the under. The reported steam came in on Virginia Tech. But I'm going over in this game. Well, any more here? Okay, nothing else from you guys necessarily. Remember, Tulane, they're playing Virginia Tech, right? And Tulane, maybe they didn't finish as strong as they wanted to. They still went 11-2 this season. Remember how strong, don't forget how strong this program is. Last year, they played in the Cotton Bowl. So, maybe they're down a little bit here. They get shuffled out to the Military Bowl with their 11-2 record. But not only they played the Cotton Bowl last year, they crushed in the Cotton Bowl last year. I know that was a different team, different story. But all right. I have one other note here. Let me see. Last 3 years, ACC teams against American conference opponents, 11-1 straight up, 11-1 against the spread. All right. I think that's it from that game, but I'm going to still come in on Tulane. Willie Fritz did a great job here, no doubt about it. I think there's plenty of talent here, and we'll see. All right. Let's go up next. Don't spend too long on these games. Just so interesting. All right, let's go out to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and hey, let's lay off the jokes. I mean, come on. You guys saw them dump French fries the other night. If you go to some countries, you could dump your French fries in the mayo, and you wouldn't be wrong. So just think about that before the coach gets dumped with mayo tonight, and the coach the other night in the Potato Bowl got dumped with French fries. The kids were trying to catch them out of the air and eat them. I'm not kidding. That's after they hit the ground. 5-second rule. All right. North Carolina and West Virginia here in Charlotte. Tonight, the Heels started the season 6-0, eventually made their way into the top 10, remember, but they finished 2-4 and failed to cover in their last 5 games of the season, and they'll be without their big-time quarterback here. And, I just talked about Pratt, how good he is, and maybe Drake May is scheduled to be one of the top picks in the NFL draft because everybody wants to take a chance on the next quarterback. But you can't tell me that he's better than Pratt. Maybe in stature, maybe a little bit in accomplishment. I don't know. Pratt had a great career too, but here you have West Virginia now moving in as a favorite. Mountaineers were just terrible bowlers, man. These guys are the butt of all jokes, really, if you had to break it down as far as teams that never come through in bowl games. They know it. I don't have to, embarrass them here, beat it into the ground. Just some of the stats that need to be said, certainly, about West Virginia's bowling. I mean, they have 2-6 straight up and 0-8 against the spread in their last 8 bowl games. Favorite never does very well in the Mayo Bowl. They're 1-5 in the last 6 Mayo Bowls, and Big 12 bowl favorites. Those suck too. Big 12 bowl favorites, 4-10 straight up. 3-11 against the spread. When coming off when the opponent into the bowl game is coming in off of a loss as a straight up favorite, but nonetheless, for West Virginia coming in 8-4 right now, and they are 4-2 against the spread in single-digit games. West Virginia has gone over in 6 of their last 7. For North Carolina, they come in 8-4 straight up. North Carolina has gone over 4-2-1 in their last 7 games. You got Mac Brown here, you guys. I don't know. Look, here again, I want to come in on the team that has their quarterback not playing in the game, basically their star quarterback. I still want to go against West Virginia here a little bit, kind of based on some of their history. Here, let's take a look and see some of your comments. North Carolina and West Virginia. If anything, Thomas is on West Virginia. Gino is going to be with me in this one. So I'm going to take North Carolina plus the points here. And also, I know what it was. West Virginia, 0-11 as a bowl favorite. Last 7 games. Now, this goes back a little ways here, though, but 6-24 against the spread. Their last 30 bowl games, 0-11 against the spread as a bowl favorite for West Virginia. So some pretty bad numbers. ACC, teams, they somewhat mediocre in spots like this from what I was researching, but I'm going to go ahead and take North Carolina plus the points here, and the total now at 56. Gave out a few numbers there. I don't know if they're pertinent, but as far as the total of teams going over and under, these 2 teams going over and under. And look, the funny thing about it is, and I think the writing was on the wall with Drake May. So what would the total have been if he was in the game, and what is it now, kind of thing, right? To a certain extent, we didn't really know officially that he was going to be out, but I guess it was more. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago, so it was baked into the line. But what would it have been if he wasn't there? And this total's pretty high, and I think it is for a reason. So don't think that it's necessarily going to be some West Virginia blowout. If you're going to get up to a game here up to 55 points, you better be having the other team score some points too. Terrell's going to be on UNC here. Okay. PZ, you just can't. Here's the thing. I appreciate you trying to get people on track, but I mean, people have their own agendas. I mean, even some of the like I said, don't worry about it, But sometimes everything should have seen some of the way I was playing those games last night. Look, we want to be professional all the time. We want to have the best picks possible. One basketball game last night, I was sandwiched in between so many bets, going like a bunch of bets at like 232, 233, 234 over, and 236, 237, 238, 239 under. I was trying to make it land. That's fun. All right, enough on this one. I'm going to take Carolina. Looks like you guys are done with that game. Let's move on and go to my favorite bowl game, the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. They deserve 2 bowl games in San Diego. I believe they will add a second bowl game eventually. They've proven they can do 2 bowl games in San Diego, and it's a great place. But they just will have to, because this one's at Petco Park, and Petco Park is scheduled to continue to host this game for a few more years. And they just built a new college football stadium in San Diego that could probably host a game. They used to host the Poinsettia Bowl as a second game for, I don't know, it felt like a dozen years that they had that second game. It wasn't actually, overwhelmingly attended, but it's just a great place for a bowl game. And they've sticking the bowl game here in Petco Park once again. Look out for the wall. They actually end up doing like a major construction every year to like remove some seats behind first base, and then they put it back before the season. So you have the Holiday Bowl with USC, and make no mistake who the home team is in this game. I mean, it's going to be a predominantly USC crowd in San Diego. Now, of course, the news with Caleb Williams not playing in this game, and well, Louisville's moved to the 7-point favorite against USC because I guess USC doesn't have any talent. They got a quarterback, and that's it. Please, come on. USC's got, so many great talented players. Yeah, the huge underachievers here. They're probably not even interested in this playing in this game. I don't know. I'm going to throw out 22 players on the field with probably pretty skilled backgrounds, even if they're third stringers. They're going to want to be interested in playing pretty well for USC. So good luck with the move there, everyone, on Louisville. You guys can have it. I'm not going to be interested in that. No way. This is where I want USC. I don't want them as a favorite. I want them when nobody wants them, when everyone's making fun of them. Pretty sure we got a pretty good coaching staff at USC. Good luck to you, man. I know everybody's got Louisville by 35 points here. It's not going to be me, man. I'm all about USC probably in this one, but I'll look to the total because probably going to have a hard time selling you on that type of handicap. But that's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm going to trust my coach here to be able to get this one done. Without Caleb Williams, and there's certainly going to be issues for USC, but don't forget that defense, and they can score. They can score at any moment. I understand if you think Louisville can have a strong game here, but USC is still going to have pretty good defense, I would imagine. It's been a bad season for USC, so I'm going to look for this program to make some amends here in this one. But I'm going to go over in this game. I expect Louisville to be putting up some points. I mean, look at this total is up here at 59. Check it this morning and see what we got. Yeah, pretty much 59's all over at this point. There is a 58 down the street at South Point. I guess I could go pick up a couple of, pick up a 3-pack of Vienna beef dogs at the sports book and make a play. Hey, I know the guy at the cart so well, he'll let me buy 6, okay? Don't laugh. I'll eat them all night. So, anyways, don't want to give away the premiums here. I'm going over in the game, 58 points tonight. See if we can throw in a few numbers for you while I stop just trying to sell you on the fact that I hate all the moves to the team that doesn't have the quarterbacks in there. I think it's a joke at this point. I believe, like I said, and I'll add it again. I guess I haven't said it in a few days. Don't forget programs. This is the start of the bowl season. Well, I know I've said that every show, but 15 practices is what you get for a bowl game, right? 2 weeks of practice for a game, no matter what. No matter you're running all your quarterbacks, your coaches. This is the favorite time of the year for coaching staffs. Pretty much, they all love practice so much. Dwight's on USC. Art Thompson's on USC. Now I got to go. If you guys don't start agreeing with me too much, I got to go the other way. No, that's not what I would do. You guys are too good for me to do that. Ray's going over. All right. Looks like you guys got your plays on this one. I'm glad you're having some nice conversation. That's it, Bees. I mean, if you guys don't know, the hot dog cart at the, South Point is a pretty big deal. And they use Vienna beef hot dogs. I mean, that's the key for me. Yeah, I don't mind a Nathan's. I don't mind a Sabret's. But, when the chips are down, I'm going to Chicago every time. Okay, you Chicago's fans out there. So I'll go for the Vienna beef every time when available. All right. So look, great season for Louisville. Look, ACC title game. Uh, not great as a favorite. 3-6 against the spread this season. When laying points, 5 of their wins came by a touchdown or less. So, in their games that they lost, they got lit up by Pitt and Kentucky for 38 points. So, okay, USC, they'll find a way to, I imagine, get it done. Get this number. Can't sell you on the spread with USC as far as the numbers are concerned. They've covered one of their last 9 games, but this is when I want to get into them here in this one. Underdogs 6-2 at the Holiday Bowl. Holiday Bowl, long-standing tradition of exciting bowl games, great matchups. Maybe that's tailed off. Well, maybe it hasn't. I mean, like I said, 6-2 are these underdogs at this bowl game the last 8 years, but it's kind of lacked a little bit of the, I guess, because the history of the Holiday Bowl is so entrenched in thrilling finishes and big performances. Really, when bowl games started to emerge, more and more bowl games, the Holiday Bowl was kind of one of the late comers, and then it's become a top 10 bowl game certainly. So I like it. Hey, the Holiday Bowl was once so big, and they're honoring Barry Sanders, I believe, this year at the Holiday Bowl, or there's something about, maybe it was I'm trying to remember the year because they were talking about it more so this year than in other years, but Barry Sanders turned in one of the most incredible performances in Holiday Bowl history with a uh, I want to say it was a 200. I don't. Maybe it was only 225 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns though. But it was back in a bowl game era where we go to a lot of these stadiums with so many bowl games, and there's not a sellout crowd unless you're in the big. The big New Year's Day games a lot of times, or a special. This one may sell out. Even it's a baseball stadium, 35,000 or so for football, I think. But I went to that Holiday Bowl game. It was Oklahoma State and Wyoming. That sounds like some podunk bowl as it would be nowadays. No respect, all due respect to the Cowboys and the Cowboys, but there were 62,000 people at the old Jack Murphy Stadium for that game watching Barry Sanders crush Wyoming. I don't even remember what the score was, 52-13 or something. That was when bowl games were bowl games, no matter where they were. All right, enough of the old throwbacks, but I get to do that here on the show. All right, you guys are ready to move on, and let's go with the finale. And Texas A&M and those Oklahoma State Cowboys favored in this one by 3.5. Oklahoma State won 7 of their last 9 games after a 2-2 start. Oklahoma State, they had a pretty nice season in conference, certainly, going 7-3, and their average score is about 60 points here, but look at this total down here to 54. Oklahoma State was 6-3 against a number in games were at a spread of 9 points or less. Texas A&M been obviously a bumbled season, a bumbled stretch of games over the last couple of years. I mean, God, just remember where they were just a little while ago compared to where they are now here at the old Texas Bowl. Texas A&M has failed to win or cover in their last 3 bowl games. But man, this feels like a pretty interesting spot to me. Like I want to play the SEC here against the Big 12. Oklahoma State, they do turn the tide at any moment as well. A lot like USC, right? They, kind of can get the ball and score defensively at any given moment. It feels like Dwight's on A&M here, but percent better wants Oklahoma State. Hello to the undergrads. Nice to see you again. Hey, you're never late, You're never late, my man. All right. Yeah, and then look, right, Terrell. This is this is like the storyline of the game, really, or where Texas A&M has kind of ended up to a certain extent, right? Think of the recruiting class that they had just a couple of years ago. I mean, it was Texas A&M was riding high, right? We're like, how are we going to stop Texas A&M? How are we going to slow this program down? They're getting all the recruits. They just had a great season. The coach is on fire, and now look where we are. Right? It just feels like it's all kind of well, doesn't feel like it. It's all falling apart. But I'm ready. I'm ready to, try A&M here and say, look, this is still SEC, country, and we're down here at the, I know we're down here in Texas at the Texas Bowl and all that. So, look, Oklahoma State's going to have a fine representation in Houston, just as, of course, the folks from College Station will. It's pretty, it's going to be a pretty fun night. I mean, it's still going to be a Texas A&M team. Come on, I think they'll be able to hold Oklahoma State kind of in check here. Interestingly, Oklahoma State has done pretty well when playing Texas A&M. Now they haven't played in 4 years, but they've actually won 4 out of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. And the Aggies won in this bowl game against Oklahoma State 4 years ago. That was the last meeting, I believe. The Aggies were a 4.5-point favorite. They beat Oklahoma State on that night, 24-21. And underdogs have covered 4 out of the last 5 Texas bowls. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna play the total here on the show though, and I'm gonna go under in this game. Uh, Texas A&M has gone over in 3 of their last 4, and Oklahoma State's gone over in 6 of their last 8. So I can't necessarily sell you on the trends here in this one, but I do like this one under, and I think it's kind of Texas. This is totally fading the Sharps, in my opinion. I think the Sharps are going to be on Oklahoma State. The widely reported steam came in on Oklahoma State, and the widely reported steam also came in on the over, and I'm looking to go under. So don't accuse me of being a steam chaser all the time. And feels like I'm totally. If I go down today in these bowl games, it'll be because I am the complete cynic today on the moves. And I don't know how are they running so far. That'd be an interesting thing to research a little bit of some of the teams. I mean, we could look at a short sample, I guess, for the last couple of days, but I don't want to bore you. And you could think of how. Some of it kind of unfolded. I kind of with kind of the same thing. We started with Bowling Green and Minnesota yesterday. Nothing against the situation there. Yeah, we took the discount with Minnesota. Still kind of rolling with a stronger conference in a way. But look how it worked out in Kansas and UNLV too, right? Well, I don't want to. That was just more of a line move, I think. Thanks, percent better. The play for the SC game for me was on the over. So I should be more clear because maybe I'm talking up my opinion of the game that you can get with my premium pick package. And look, I'm having a pretty okay run, no doubt about it. I'm back a little bit. Did throw in one clunker over the weekend, but remember I've been peeking up on those 30-day leaderboards. Hey, shout out to all of our cappers here that have been picking well of late. Okay. I think Thomas is saying it as well. Okay, I'll do it. I'll just say the 4 plays. My 4 plays on the show, official show plays, where I have to pick one side or total in every game on the board every day. And that's what we do here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, is give out free sports picks after all. Virginia Tech and Tulane, I'm going over. I'm taking North Carolina plus the points tonight. I'm taking Louisville and USC over. And I'm taking Texas A&M and Oklahoma State under. So I'm feeling contrarian tonight, and we'll see. how it goes. So hope you guys enjoy the college football tonight. All right. Let's go. We got too much to talk about right now. So let's get right into it with the NBA with a pretty good card here. 6 games tonight. And we'll start off with the Sixers and the Magic. And the Magic favored currently by 2.5. Down to 2 at a lot of spots right now. I mean, I think officially we could say it is 2. And the total is 227.5. All right, pretty great matchup certainly coming in, but there are some injury concerns, and that's why the Magic are favored here. But a little bit of a move to the Sixers. It's not going to be on the news that Joel Embiid is suddenly better with his ankle injury. There's not a chance, I don't think, that he's going to make this game. Ruled is out. So just maybe the Sixers are getting some support at the window because well, what do you think? I don't know. Feels pretty good spot for the Magic. Now they have their own set of injuries of late, a little bit in the depth area here. Fultz is going to be out of this one. Ingles, I think he ended up being a late scratch there in the game last night, if I'm not mistaken. And they were still, able to get it done. So maybe a little bit of the back-to-back could be part of the picture here, but still, man, Orlando's playing some pretty good ball, and you bring in a Sixers team without a team that certainly relies on this superstar to get things done. Fernando's ready to roll here on Orlando already, and the pressure on a guy like Maxey in a game like this, right? I mean, look, I'm not gonna say at this point, Maxey is a complimentary player, but it just feels like in his um, I want to say resurgence, in his surge after everything kind of has shaken out here. Look, he kind of won the role in a way of being the guy once the Sixers have decided to make the moves the way that they did because of how good Maxey got. But I would think against a guy like Suggs, man, he's going to be having his hip pocket checked all night. Don't you think, Peasy? I mean, to me, the Magic play guards is, probably as tough as a lot of the teams in the league. I mean, I don't know, am I overrating the Magic? Do you think they got top 5 guard defense? Especially against, I mean, if you look at, uh, I don't know, I don't play DFS anymore, so. But I do like to look at statistics on how players are producing, mostly in the points department because of the handicapping aspects of it. But Thomas, I think, is going to be on the Magic in this one. But that's how good, great point. Great point. Let me see. I don't have an injury report necessarily on him as far as being um, out for the game because if he returned and looked so good, but I mean, looked good enough, right? Didn't you think? Well, let me see his numbers here. 11 points on 4 of 11 shooting, just 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but 3 steals. So, but yeah, playing the back to back, and who knows? I mean, with the wrist injury here, great point here. Oh, yeah. Undergrads on Magic though, so it does feel like the moves on the Sixers just a slight move right now. But I want to side with you guys on this one, and I want to lay the Orlando Magic. This feels like a great spot. Pick up a win against the Sixers here without their man tonight, and let's take Orlando. I like the total as well. I'm not gonna. I'll go with the. I'll just talk about maybe Orlando here in this one, and maybe not divulge too much into it. As far as the type of game now, maybe you got the gist of the way I feel, the way I discuss the game here, but don't be so sure. The move has been on the over for sure, from 224.5 up to 227.5. So that's with the obvious news that Embiid would not be playing. I mean, of course, he's a big defensive presence as well, but the move has been on the over, and I don't know. The widely reported team came in on the over, interestingly enough. All right. Here's the Raptors taking on the Wizards in this one. You got the Raptors favored on the road, minus 6.5. I'm seeing a 7 now starting to sneak in here at places here in Vegas. I'm showing 7 all over. I think we got to update that right now. Call the Raptors a 7-point favorite in this one. And look, Orlando, kind of like the same situation with the Nets and the Pistons last night, right? You had the good, solid team on the road, the really bad team at home. They fought hard. They got the leads at one point. But then the better team kind of pasted them away in the second half. So there we go, Raptors minus 7 here on a little bit of a move today, and total 239. Oh, get something up here. There we go. All right. Look, in this one, man, yeah, the Wizards. I keep wanting to talk about a little bit of a profitable streak here and there with Washington. Overall, the numbers don't look good against the spread when you look at the Wizards, but just when you're ready to think they're going to get blown out, they end up getting just enough points. It feels like the Sharps here. Look, I haven't seen any move necessarily here. Bring up the Steam report and see, but definitely a move here to the over from 230 to 239 from 240 now at circa. The opener was basically around 238.5. And there are a couple back-to-backs here tonight, obviously including the Wizards here. Lousy Love is here and says Raptors. So can I get on the Wizards here in this game? I want to. I think I just might. The numbers aren't great for the Wizards, certainly right now. On some of these spread numbers, this is a series that's always been Toronto. They've won 6 of the last 7 games against Toronto. They've also won 7 of the last 8 trips here into Washington. Total's gone under in 6 of the last 8 games in the series, and but they've gone over when they play here in Washington. So interesting contrast there. All right. For me, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the over in this one with Toronto and Washington at 239. Big number, no doubt. All right. Get your plays in here. I think Kid Hoops is here today. Going to take Wizards +2 in the first quarter. All right. Here we go. Bucks and Nets. The Bucks are going to be a 4-point favorite. There's a situation where you have the Bucks against one of the teams, the other back-to-backers here. The Nets were on the road last night at Detroit and race in here to where the Bucks were probably already kind of waiting for them. So Bucks 4-point favorite, and the total 240.5. Milwaukee has won 7 of their last 8 games currently, and they've also won 5 of the last 6 games here in Brooklyn. The total has gone under in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two, and 4 of the last 5 meetings here between these two teams in Brooklyn. The widely reported steam did come in on the under at 241.5. So we're seeing it all the way down here. Well, down 1 point to 240.5. I favor the move here in this one. I think I'm going to probably end up kind of chasing some of this steam. Already seeing more movement here this morning to the under. So they were hitting it pretty hard last night from a high of 241. 241 and a half is as high as it was. Huh? Okay. All right. Chad says the Bucks are going to roll in this one. There'll be no challenge here necessarily, Chad. This one, I believe, is going to make my premium list. So just not going to say what we have. We don't have a Chad challenge because of that. Actually, I'm not sure if it's on the if it's. I just didn't want. I'm saving it, and I'm just not sure. Bucks are due for a blowout. Hey, we could do worse and go with the Nets, right? I mean, look, we make money with the Nets. We know the Bucks are terrible favorites, but this one, I think it's pretty closely rated for a reason. I mean, you got the spread keeps coming down on the Bucks in some of these. All right. I thought I saw one other pick here. Oh, it's Thomas's Milwaukee Bucks. Solo is on the Nets. And just maybe the Nets are starting to get a little bit less. I don't want to call them lucky. I mean, they still have a pretty decent record, obviously, but been they've been good against a number. One of those teams where they're a 500 team as far as their record this season is concerned, but still spread wise 18, 11, and 1 currently to the number, but just 3-7 in their last 10, Chad. So barely won in that game against the Pistons. Both games really well. They covered the other one, but not by a point or two. All right, I'll take the under. Bucks and Nets. Did you have pick in the other ones, Chad? I gave out the play. Okay, here's the Knicks and the Thunder. And Thunder here, another one from yesterday. What a performance by the Thunder yesterday in the blowout win of the Timberwolves. We went with the Timberwolves last night. The Thunder, I thought it was a pretty good close game for a while, but man, the Thunder just turned it on and smashed them in the end. We had a premium winner with the over last night in that game. So right now, current line sits at 240.5. We've seen this one tick up just a bit. Mostly threes out there currently. This one opened as low as 238.5. Some widely reported steam did come in on the over at 240. That's brought it kind of up to this point. Oklahoma City right now, they've won 6 of their last 7 games overall. New York has gone over in 8 of their last 10 games on the road. The total's also gone over in 4 of the last 5 games in this series. And the Thunder have gone over in 7 of their last 8 games at home. So a lot of trends pointing to the over in this one. I'm kind of worried about how high the number is. I kind of wanted to go premium, but just ended up going to go on the over here, I think, on the show. Okay. Oh, okay, Chad. Well, great to see you today. I thought I saw you. Maybe did see you up there for a minute. All right. Nothing much from you guys maybe in this one. Give you just a second maybe to comment in here with the Knicks and the Thunder. I'm going to get on the over. Look, these trends are up there. I know that we're dealing with a pretty big number, but hey, we went over last night with the Thunder, and I'm probably going to do it here again tonight. Thunder. These two teams are combined 32 and 24 to the over this season. Thunder 10 and 5 to the over at home. Thunder, second game of they two other back to backers I think of late. Both of them went over. Thomas will try the Thunder here. That's probably the way I'm leaning as well. Chad doesn't like it, so all right, no Chad challenge. We're running out of games here. Suns and the Rockets tonight, and the Rockets are the team that came in last night against the Pacers, and we saw still, playing at the pace, if you will. Big high scoring game again last night with Indiana as they continue to do what they want offensively. It's some of the other problems that they have. And well, for Phoenix, this has been just a disaster right now. Major concerns at this point with the Suns. I don't know if there's any solution in sight at this point. There's some kind of block with this team. They're just not flowing. I guess one of the things from the other night was hearing Booker complain to a teammate and look, Booker was the one getting harassed. Booker was the one that, gave up the ball on a turnover. And so his teammates, his buddies, the teammates didn't help, right? They were helpless. I mean, the play was already over, Book. Just because all they could do was stand there and shrug their shoulders wasn't necessarily a problem either. I mean, everybody gets pickpocketed once in a while, but he turns to them and says, "Why didn't you guys come back?" Like it's a rec league game or something. So whatever it is right now, Phoenix just not covering anything. It's just been a disaster at this point. They failed to cover in 9 of their last 10 games. They're favored here in this game against the Rockets. They're 7-13 against the spread as a favorite this season. Now they're up to 2.5. Yeah, I guess the sharps are all over these Suns. Why not? They don't watch the games. Total might be down here to 225. Why not? I mean, the Suns aren't looking very good offensively. They're just not looking very good, period. The Rockets still continue to look fine. Look, I don't think I have a problem with what happened necessarily in the game last night. I mean, we had Indiana after all on the show, so it didn't catch me by surprise necessarily. And yeah, the Rockets have had some losses here of late to some okay teams, but they did beat Dallas. They did beat New Orleans, won and covered, so they should be fine here in this one. Reported steam did come in on the under here at 225. I don't think I mind that either. I could almost pick and choose. I like this game a lot. All right, good. Chad will be on the Suns. Okay, good. Hey, look, maybe this is the game. Maybe against a team like Houston on the back-to-back, this is a spot where the Suns will come through and finally have a strong performance and put it all together. Because whatever's wrong with this team right now, it just to me, it's not apparent what they can do. To fix things. Chad's got it. Suns roll. Okay, I'll have to do it. I'll take the Rockets because we need a chance. We got to have one, right? So, hey, I'm flexible. I probably like the side and the total. I probably gave it away already as far as what I like on the total. So, have at it. Yeah. I don't know about what is the injury? Let me check. Okay. I'm not changing my mind. I just had Nurkic in there tonight. But maybe I could just peek real quick. I don't want to keep you guys here. Okay, game time decision. All right. Well, so look, I know he didn't play in those last 2 games. Let's see. Well, okay, I'm reading, I like to read, okay, he's upgraded to questionable. Okay, great. No problem. I have him in the game, certainly, but I do show a game. Look, he's a game time decision because he missed the last 2 games, but I show him being ready to play. Just note, the subs they're not good options, certainly, when you talk about who comes in for Nurkic. Um, Look, Metu, I thought was okay the other night. Um, all right, Salty's on the Rockets. I guess I'm on the Rockets. I don't have a choice now. We got to have a Chad challenge. So Chad on the Suns to finally turn it around right now because they've been absolutely a disaster, no doubt about it. The Suns got some issues, and okay, so Chad realizes here he is uh, taking a bit of a contrarian spot. But look, if anything is fair to say here, Chad is on the side of the Sharps. It feels like right now with this move to 2.5. The game opened as low as one. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with what we're saying right now about Phoenix. I mean, that is what the storyline will be, I'm sure, with the talking heads previews of the game. That's why I try to do it from a different perspective with my market reads and all that. But I can't. I just got to say it like it is. The market, the sports books are altering the line to the Suns, and maybe there's some information with the Rockets. I mean, who could possibly be out that really could affect this game for the Rockets, given their personnel? Now, Brooks is questionable in the game. With an oblique strain. Yeah. Does he harass players? Yeah. Let's see what would happen there, because I mean, you certainly got to put him in, especially after Grayson Allen had such a strong game. I mean, I'll give you that, Chad. Grayson Allen looked terrific, so he's your man. I know. Now here's Solo going on the under. You know it. Thanks for getting. I was feeling a little lost there. You guys are. I'm not. You guys are great, giving me the picks every day, but felt like we're not getting a lot of picks here, and we got over 60 of you in here tonight. But I know everybody's busy. It's a holiday. Yeah, I will give you this, Chad. No doubt about it that Shingun was pretty active last night. He really, he was pretty active certainly last night. Had a pretty he was standing out in that game. Let's just say it. All right. Give me the Rockets. We got to keep moving on. That's just an interesting game. All right. Cavaliers here and the Mavericks tonight. Mavericks are down to a 3.5 point favorite. If anything, this has been one of the DraftKings open this one. Now, they had I think there was a far look ahead. They had it a little bit higher than even 4, I think. Total here has gone down from number as high as, again, a DraftKings had it well over 231.5. The most books open this. Let's just keep it realistic here, with their off numbers a little bit. Ray is going to be on the Cavs in this one as we get started. Cleveland has covered 4 of their last 5 games. Dwight's on the Cavs. Total's gone under in 5 of Cleveland's last 6 games on the road. Dallas has covered 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two. These two teams just meet a couple of times a year, of course. Dallas has gone under in 4 of their last 5. So I kind of like the under here in this one at 230.5. Chad has his play of the day here on the Cavs. Duly noted, sir. I'll take the under. Let's give him a little play there. Chad's on the Cavs. Dwight's on the Cavs. Ray's on the Cavs. And I'm on the under. That'll just be the play. We won't even get into it. Because we got to move on to this 14-game hockey card. We're already 70 minutes into the show. So there are 14 hockey games, and we're going to roll through them as best we can, get you a few numbers here and there, and give out the picks. And hopefully you guys have some picks ready as well, because I like this hockey card today. And let's start with the Capitals and the Rangers. In this one, Rangers here, about minus 218, what do I have on screen there? 200, 5.5 over 25. I think we're seeing mostly sixes out there now, for sure. Six unders here. I put that in this morning. I'm a little tired. Maybe it's been a fun holiday, and maybe I haven't slept as much, enjoying some time, but kind of feels like in some of my handicap here. Oh, we're gonna get the winners for sure, but maybe I don't have the best. Uh, Feels like my plays are kind of against the research that I like to provide. As far as like the handicaps or the trends, all that, if you will. All right, got here the Capitals and the Rangers in this one, and Rangers obviously a pretty big favorite here. I do respect that move to the over certainly right now, because you look at these teams. Rangers at home. Okay, the Caps are here it is. The Caps are such a solid under 9-21-1 to the under this season, but also when the line is 6 or lower, the games that aren't at 6.5, they are 7-20-1 to the under. But I kind of thought the move was right here, that it's gone up from 5.5, a juiced up 5.5 to 6 under for the most part, pretty much everywhere. So I was looking to move maybe on that over as a premium, but I might give it out here right now on the show, because I don't think the Capitals are going to be able to stay in with this one. I know I've been on the Capitals here a lot, and I keep going back to them, maybe because no one else is, I guess, to a certain extent. Just felt like everyone wants to jump off the money train a little bit. The Capitals have been a profitable team, but everyone wanted to kind of go support. Here's Fernando, Rangers, and over. Washington still, good record coming in here at 17-9, 17-9-2. Rangers 23-8, but they've continued to do it well. I'm going to go again. I mean, I'm trying to tell you about the Capitals and some of their success, but I'm going to go puck line Rangers in this one at minus $1 plus $1.10. Oh, all right, we'll do it. Give me the Rangers here on the puck line against the Capitals today. I think we're going to see scoring possibly in this one. Okay, Senators and Maple Leafs here, and the Maple Leafs $1.60 tonight. Total, we have two totals here at 7 today for the most part. This one's even juiced a little bit to the over, 7 over 15 currently. Ottawa coming in 12-17 overall. The Maple Leafs 17, 8-5. And probably a pretty good matchup for Toronto, I would hear. Ottawa had their way for 3 straight wins, including the first matchup between these two teams, 6-3 at Toronto. Most recently, however, Toronto did come back to beat Ottawa 4-3 on the road. So I think Toronto can win this one. I think we might be getting a little bit of a 160 isn't great, but I'm not going to lay the puck line. And we are seeing a move here to the under, I think, right now. 7 under 20. I know there were some 6.5s out there, but for the most part, I think we're seeing 7. Let's see, 7 flat at circa 7 over 20. No, 7 over 15 at Bovada, 7 flat at South Point. So a lot of 7s there. All right, let's not mess with the total right now. I'm going to take Toronto minus $1.65 here against Ottawa. Fernando is going to go under the 7, however. He likes to draw on this one. And let me make sure on these goalies as well. I think we've already seen one get confirmed here, even since we've started the previews. Salty says no Toronto. All right, Columbus Blue Jackets and New Jersey Devils. Devils minus 260, 7.5 over 20. New Jersey coming in 17-13. Columbus 11-18 coming into this one. These two teams certainly can put up some goals here with that total that high. I mean, New Jersey's 11-6 to the over at home this season, and Columbus is 11-4 to the over on the road. So I would think the steam came in on Columbus, believe it or not, the widely reported steam. Let's see what they took it at. I want to say it was at about 2:45, and I'm not talking about the time. Okay, plus 225 they took it at here, so I'm sure you can easily get that price still if you're looking to get on Columbus. And I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that, though. It's just a problem with the Devils is that, well, they never cover the puck line, and we, completely always go to Columbus on the puck line. Seems like every game they are just 11-4 on the puck line on the road, but we seem to want to go to it every time. But New Jersey, they're minus 260 here, which has equated their puck line today to basically a pick 'em. New Jersey on the puck line at home right now is 1-16. 1-16 on the puck line. And they're going to cover it here at this price. I mean, got to go back to Columbus here. The sharps are likely to tell you that Columbus is a side, given that widely reported steam. But that this type of steam, this one's a little market related, so I can't really capsulize what I'm talking about and try to show you the way I see it, because you got a little graph here and there, but this isn't necessarily a winning move for those sharps the way I see it. But man, 1-16 on the puck line at home, and you're going to offer a pick 'em with Columbus, a team that we continue to go with. So I guess Columbus will come in there and lose by a goal again. Or Tom's. So wait a minute. Is he over? Is he under? I don't even know. Salty says, yep, it's got to be Columbus puck line. And Fernando, he's on the draw again. Draw is becoming regulation draw is becoming more and more popular of a bet as we continue to see teams, for whatever, reason, not play aggressively enough and just take their chances. They think they might be better on the shorthanded play. All right, give me Columbus. Florida. Here we go. Florida taking on the Lightning. Florida going to be a road favorite here, minus $1.15. And the total 6.5 over 20. Maybe it's even going a little bit higher. It feels like the move is kind of on the over right now on this one. I'm seeing 6.5 over 25 at a few spots, but still some hanging on 6.5 over 15 as well. So I'm rounding it off here to 6.5 over 25. Also starting to see a little bit of a move here, maybe to the Lightning. Maybe you're seeing pick 'em at a few spots, but feels like the Panthers are still the slight favorite here. And I don't mind. I mean, I want to probably go with the Panthers in this one anyways. Panthers come in 19-12-2. And the Lightning comes in 17-13-5. So we got a pretty hot matchup here with two teams playing pretty well. Lightning 10-3 at home this season with Panthers a decent 9-7. Only reason I mentioned the favoritism, and I guess when you call it a toss-up, it kind of throw the numbers out the window how a team performs as a favorite. But Florida as a favorite is 15-8 so far this season. Now you're going to get them favored a lot more than that usually. All right, percent better says Florida puck line and under. Yeah, I like the under quite a bit, and especially if they're going to continue to push it up here. Well, 6.5 over 18 at DraftKings right now. We'll see. I'll take Florida here on the road to get it done once again. These two teams have alternated wins so far this season. Tampa Bay won the first meeting back in October, 2-0 at home. Florida then won at Tampa Bay 6-3, and the last meeting they played a span of 3 games in 5 nights against one another back in October. The third game was a 4-2 win for Tampa Bay at Florida. All right, Fernando's going to lean with the Lightning. Salty's on Tampa. I'll take the Panthers. Bruins and Sabres. The Bruins, $1.60 on the road. The total 6 over 20. Starting to see a few 6.5s out there at faraway places, but I think most every place 6.5 under 17 at Bovada. Might have the goalie here. Yeah, so it will be Levi. He is confirmed in goal here for Buffalo. And I kind of want to play Buffalo here against Boston tonight as a dog. Not based on that information, but I thought Levi was going to be in there anyways. Boston's been terrific, no doubt. Buffalo, they've had their struggles, especially as an underdog, just 8-16 overall this season as a dog. And but Boston, they're just obviously in a funk of some kind, not playing well at all. Buffalo's actually been okay, I thought, in the last 2 games. They played pretty well against the Rangers, lost that game 4-3, but remember they had the big 9-goal outburst against Toronto. You have a Boston team that's lost 4 straight games now. They haven't looked good here for a couple of weeks, and everyone knows that. So I want to take the Sabres here, and I'm going to take them on the money line. Get one more game out of this. Buffalo's done a real nice job defensively. Certainly, they've gone under in 9 of their last 10 games. And Boston here, let's see, 3-7 on the puck line. Look, the puck line is probably too high a price for me to want to consider Buffalo. I'll just take them on the money line. Yeah, puck line's a minus $1.90. Forget that. I'll just try Buffalo here in this one. But I can't argue Boston's own the series, no doubt about it. They've won 5 straight in this series, including let's see. So far this season, they played November 14th, 5-2. And, Buffalo got the win. That's right, Buffalo got the win here back on December the 7th at Boston, 3-1. How could I forget that? Salty says you got Buffalo at a parlay piece here. Percent better likes Boston puck line. So now I'm on Buffalo for sure. All right, Pens and Islanders in this one. You got the Islanders $1.20, 6 over 20 for the most part here. The series has gone over in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, including 4 of the last 5 meetings here at the Islanders. Islanders have won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, and the total has gone, let's see. It does worry me that the series has gone over, but man, these two teams have been going under big time of late, haven't they? The Penguins have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. The Islanders have gone under, let's see, uh, just 2 of their last 3, I guess, for the most part, is what I was thinking about. They did, it's almost like, maybe I'm a little slow on the NHL because we haven't had any games in a few days. Let me wipe my brow here. Yeah, so Islanders go under in 2 of their last 3. It's just I like the under in this game, and I wanna, kind of shy away from these numbers here. Definitely seeing a move to the under from the sharp, so that has me what's most interested, I think, here are the Penguins and the Islanders total. Maybe it's maybe a little bit of reverse line movement is what it is, and for me, that's always a big time trigger. When you get some, sharp reverse line movement, that you can determine in the market. It's up to you to determine it, right? Because a lot of people consider it when you have the amount of money kind of running in not concurrently with the how the tickets are running. For example, on a favorite, all the money's on the dog, and the favorite keeps moving. The books keep moving it higher. I guess they more typically it's the other way around, but I also can look at it from a totals perspective, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the under, mostly because of Pittsburgh. Yeah, sure, the series has gone over for the most part. 4 of the last 5 meetings between, like I said, between these two here have gone over. But this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams, so I'm going to go under tonight as my play, Pens and Isles. Salty will bring you some NHL plays in the Discord if you want to check out Salty in there. My Discord play lost yesterday. I'd been hot. Hurricanes and Predators. You got the Hurricanes on the road here, $1.36 over 25. All right, for Carolina in this one, they've had a pretty good run against the Predators. They've won 17 of the last 25 meetings between these two teams. Nashville is also 6-1 on the puck line in their last 7 games when hosting the Hurricanes. I think there's been sometimes they've been the favorites, sometimes they've been the dog, but usually what happens here is the team that wins has won by, well, a significant margin. These two teams have already played 3 times this season, and the Predators won 5-1 at home. Carolina won 4-1 at home, and Nashville won at Carolina 6-5. So that one wasn't close, and that one was just 12 days ago. Nashville 6, Carolina 5 at Carolina. So man, 11 goals in that one. That's the way I would think this one might go too. Now, Carolina has gone under in 4 of their last 5 road games. They weren't playing that well into the break. They had basically lost 4 of their last 5 games and looked pretty bad in those 4 losses. So I'm going to end up on the over here at 6 over 25. Let me just make sure. I'll put 6.5 on there if there is any 6.5. Say, maybe if anything, this total is moving. I don't know. It looks like sharply lower to me. I do see 6 over 20 at my favorite Vegas books here, the South Point and the Stations, just because they're the closest. But I'm going over. I'll just leave that jacked up price up there. I don't think there's any 6 over 25s very many places at this point. Mostly it's going to be 6 over 15. I'm even showing 6 flat at Bovada. So I'm going to get a good price for my play today. I'm going over with Carolina and Nashville. All right. I think I've refreshed the goalie computer here. Seems like the bigger the card, the more I ignore the goalies. Thank you, Timmy Two Shoe. You'll have exciting action today here in World Juniors. Thanks, Matt. Good to see you. Appreciate it. So let's see. Maybe I'll just take the banner off here for a moment. I'll run down some of these goalies that we've seen that have been announced here recently within the last 15 minutes. Martin Jones in there for the Leafs today. He is likely here. He was first one off the crease. Kemper confirmed for the Caps. We had Lindgren in there, so Kemper is confirmed for the Caps. Vanacek for the Devils within the last 10 or 15 minutes. He is likely. Sorokin for the Islanders. He was confirmed just about 10 minutes ago. We mentioned Levi as likely. So Carolina game was Kochetkov likely in that one. And I think that's it. We can resume there. That gets you caught up in all those. That's every goalie that likely or confirmed at this point. All the others were just basically my speculation in there, weighing the three goalie sites, the three sites that speculate on goalies. So let's resume then, since we went over with Carolina and Nashville. How about Dallas on the road? Here's a big favorite at St. Louis, $1.60 for the most part, and the total is at 6.5. The widely reported steam did come in on the Stars at $1.50. Dallas has gone over in 8 of their last 9 games. The total has gone over in 6 of St. Louis's last 7 home games. Dallas always comes in here and wins against St. Louis. Maybe that's what the Sharps see in this one, because that's what I see as well. Dallas has won or cover the puck line anyway. They are often favored in these games here, so they've dominated pretty well. Sometimes they've been the dog, though. Let me see if I have at least a few of the results between these two teams head to head. St. Louis did win the meeting here just 11 days ago, 4-3 against Dallas. So that would kind of go against the trend that I offered up there. But Dallas did win couple of spots here last year. This is the 4th meeting between these two this season, and St. Louis has already won 2 of them 4-0 back on October the 5th, and that 4-3 game Dallas won at home 2-1. So it's a long-term edge, maybe, and that certainly doesn't show it as much this year. I was just going off. Dallas covered the puck line in 13 of their last 15 against the Blues, so either competitive as a dog or blowing them out as a favorite. And you have Dallas going 10-3 with on the road right now this season, one of the best road teams in the league. St. Louis has been tough at home, 10-3 straight up. Interestingly, St. Louis has gone under in 8 of their last 10 games, but they've also gone over in 9 of their 15 home games. However, they're 6-15 to the under as an underdog, and Dallas is 18-11 to the over as a favorite. What to do? Well, maybe you could rely a little bit on some of Dallas's numbers to the total here. I would think still going to end up laying a pretty hefty price at 6.5. Just give me Dallas. No, I'm gonna take Dallas. Look, they should be fine here. I would think. Price does not feel great at $1.60 ish, so just gonna make him a free play. But I do like Dallas. I just am gonna have to lay the price. If you're gonna play it, you gotta lay it. Somebody once said. percent better says Dallas. They think about their not only the comeback against Nashville. I mean, they're on a 3-game winning streak coming in. They haven't really played that well of late. Funny, but they've been winning. They've been getting it done. It is a back and forth. Yeah, it is salty over the last couple of seasons. I'll give you that. Um, I was kind of going off the cuff there a little bit. If you look back, certainly Dallas, like I said, on the puck line, very good. So there's no doubt they are competitive with St. Louis in the games that they are a favorite and blowing them out when they are, or competitive when they're a dog and blowing them out when they're a favorite. Okay, I'll take Dallas. All right, here's the Red Wings and the Wild. With the Wild here, $1.40 at home, up from $1.25. Ooh, uh, I wanted to give out the Wild here as a premium. I might pivot here and give them out on the show as we continue to move this price higher. It was as low as I believe a dollar. Maybe it wasn't as low. I thought it was as low as $1.25. Here's some $1.35 openers. I did write these lines out. I'm all excited for the hockey to return. I wrote the earliest lines out. I thought by hand right off there. You know how they're sometimes they just update it again or something. I'm pretty sure I saw a lower price than this, but I'm not going to fret. I'm still going to be on the Wild, whatever the price is. I'll even move it to $1.45 right now. I've got to give it out as a free play at this point. I promise you, $1.25. I was rolling a Wild premium, but I guess that's why the prices are what they are, and I'm not going to worry about the move here at this point. Uh, Laying the price here with Minnesota, riding a winning streak, including 2 wins over Boston, of course. And they beat Montreal in there. I don't know. Montreal played pretty well in that game, actually. But Detroit here, yeah, they got that big win over the Flyers to snap a losing streak, and they lost at New Jersey, but covered the puck line before the break here. So, some okay situation here for Detroit, just trying to get it back on track a little bit in this one. But Minnesota's won 6 of their last 7 right now, including 5 straight at home. Detroit's gone over in 9 of their last 12 games on the road. They're 10-5 to the over on the road overall this season. Minnesota, 16, 13-1 to the over overall. Red Wings have covered the puck line 7 of the last 10 on the road, and they're usually a dog on the road where they've gone 10-5 on the puck line this season. Minnesota just 6-8 on the puck line. Still going to have to take a big price if you want Detroit on the puck line, mind you, because I'm taking Minnesota on the money line. Not quite sure on the total. Necessarily in this one. Yeah, let me just go with the side. Unless you guys got a comment or something on the total. You guys aren't making a lot of picks with me today. They were nice enough to come in here and say we welcome your picks in the chat. But maybe you gotta see, hey, gotta see a game out of the break here for the hockey players, huh? Hey, I love Reddy Samedi. I mean, I just want to say it over and over again. Ready Samedi, Ready Samedi, Ready Samedi. I don't even know. It could be one of those where I'm saying something that I'm not supposed to be saying on YouTube. Ready Samedi. Is that? No, I don't know. Sounds fine. Remember, you'd call into the bowling alley and they'd say the funny name over the thing, and everybody'd laugh. Gino likes the under. Okay, good, because I was looking for something on the total. I think I'm not ready to do anything with the total in the Red Wings game. All right, let's move on. Big card, man. Avalanche and Coyotes. Watch out. Here come the Coyotes today against the Avalanche. Hey, maybe I can take them one more time here. I love taking the Coyotes. You know that. This might be a chance to give it. All right, I just got to check. I'm usually not going to check on things like this in the middle of the show, but Georgia might be taking some action in the game against Florida State right now. I know that's the honorary fifth place game, but Georgia has so maybe some news is coming out. And look, maybe it's Rodemaker because we did hear already yesterday that Rodemaker is out. But right now, if you want to lay Georgia, you better go get on them right now at minus 17 or 17 and a half because Circa has just moved it to 19 and a half. And when Circa moves it to 19 and a half, everyone's going to be moving it to 19 and a half within the next couple of minutes, I would think, or at least to 18, 18 and a half. Right now, the Georgia Bulldogs in the game against Florida State on Saturday is currently moving here in the fifth place championship game. Georgia is on the move, big move right now. Steam, steam, steam. So much so that the thing went off. And for the bowl game, that's big time. That's big when it goes off for the bowl games. Days in advance. Usually wait for those type of moves are always significant. I know we're talking about the Avalanche and the Coyotes here, but sorry about that. Just wanted to look at that Circa line moving big time right now. All right, here we go. Percent better, maybe percent better is talking about going under in this game at 6.5. I'm sorry if I had here. Yeah, percent better, no doubt about it. But it's funny that's moving kind of like right now. So I just want to give that heads up if you were interested in Georgia because you're not going to be getting 17 or 17 and a half anymore. Every book is moving to 19 or 19 and a half right now. So that news was I know that it just started to come out. So appreciate you. Yep, no, great job, percent better. That's the type of info we need, especially when I'm stuck here on the air and I can't really do the up to the second Google search. Like I said, we already knew Rodemaker was done right as far as playing in the game, and the writing was on the wall. Here, remember what we talked about with USC today is kind of like Florida State tenfold, right? I mean, you talk about a team that you would think would be packing it in, and that's been the thought process all along. So. And there it is. See what Mike said. He'll wait. Just wait, Mike. Yep, just wait. Yeah. Maybe if we might get 20 to 20 today, right? All right. Anyways, we're on the Avalanche and the Coyotes here. I'm sorry about that, you guys. We got off track and on the NHL show. They always frown on that at headquarters, but we are trying to getting you the information's more significant. Here. All right, Arizona at home against Colorado, and I'm going to probably take Arizona here. I'm not even going to grab them on the puck line here. I'm going for the upset tonight with the Coyotes at home here. Also, breaking news right now from football. I think we saw this one coming too, but it looks like Jacoby Brissett will be starting for Sam Howell this week for Washington. All right, lots of things are happening, but I'm taking the Coyotes. That's happening too, and that's big news, right? Because come on, the Coyotes are going to beat the Avalanche here right now. I think there's a spot to come out of the break and take Arizona. They've won 7 of their last 8 games right now. They're one of the hottest teams in the league. They just lost to Colorado at Colorado 4-1. They were playing terrific before that. They're still playing terrific. They've always played Colorado tough. They're always an underdog against Colorado. They've covered 5 of the last 6 puck lines against Colorado. So with the 1.5 puck line anyway. Colorado did get the puck line the other night, certainly, but Arizona won the first meeting. Joe Milton out for Tennessee against Iowa on Monday. I think that one was in, right? That one was okay. All right, just give me the Coyotes in this one. I want to try to sell you on a little bit of trends here, certainly, but I don't know if I can. Colorado's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two, but like I said, Colorado. Critical notice. Yeah, I am a lava. I'm a lava will start for Tennessee in that game against Iowa. All right, that's the news coming across the high speed sports wire. How about that? So Colorado's won 4 of the last 5 games, but Arizona seems to hang in there pretty good every time, within a goal anyway. And I'll take them here, given their great run, and they lost to Colorado last out. Now they're coming back here to start it. Salty says they play them tough. Yeah, no problem, Thomas. We know what you meant. I wasn't going to correct you or anything. Gino says, give me the puck line. Price is just too high for me, Gino, to want to take the puck line here. Well, minus $1.75, though, it doesn't sound awful. But I'll just try him on the money line. Tyrod getting the start for the Giants this week as we send Tommy Cutlets. Thanks for a great couple of weeks, Tommy. We'll never forget this past month. At least for a couple of, at least until next season. All right, Jets and Blackhawks here. Jets on the road, minus 220 in this one. And total here looks like a 6 flat right now, but might be seeing a little bit of shift here on the total. I'm showing a couple of shops have moved off of the 6 flat at this point. Bovada's moved to 6 under 12. Circa at 6 under 15. So maybe a slight move here to the under with the Jets and the Blackhawks. Chicago has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. They've pretty much been an under team most of the season, especially as an underdog, where they're 13, 18, and 1 to the under so far. Winnipeg, they're just terrific on the road so far this season, but more so of late. They went 8-1-1 right now in their last 10 games. They're 13-4 as a favorite this season. They've won 5 straight against Chicago, covered the puck line in each and every one of them right now. It's been a pretty much Winnipeg dominated series. And so why wouldn't they just crush them again? Total has gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two, with Chicago scoring just 1 goal in each of the last 3 games. But this is just the second meeting of these teams this season. Chicago lost 3-1 at Winnipeg back on December the 2nd. So just doesn't seem like a great matchup at all for Chicago. And Chicago's starting to show their weaknesses here, I think, a little bit of late. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay the Jets on the puck line, kind of trust these trends a little bit. Probably getting even money or better anyways with the Jets today. And I'll take them to keep this roll going. Yeah, Jets are playing terrific. Don't forget. I will say, though, there's enough sharp action here on Chicago that it certainly needs to be mentioned. I can't necessarily recommend the move on this one, but I would say for the most part, the Sharps on Chicago probably by about a 3-1 margin. Whoever they are. I could just be making that up, but to me, it just seems like every time the line is ticked up a little bit for the Jets, it keeps getting beat back down. So somebody keeps taking it back, and the Jets are going to be a pretty public team today. So I would say that feels like the Sharps are going to still be willing to take the Blackhawks, despite the obvious advantage for the Jets when these two teams get together. All right, the Kraken taking on the Flames here on the road. Flames $1.45, total 6 under 20. Total has gone over in 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams. Usually it's been Calgary to roll. They've owned the series with the Kraken no matter where they've played. They've won, I think, 8 of the last 9 meetings right now. This is a 3rd meeting this season already. 4th meeting this season. One was the win by Seattle. 5-3 at Calgary. Oh, way back on September 25th. Okay, start of the season. Since then, Calgary came back to get a 6-3 win at Seattle on November the 4th, and then a 4-3 win as an underdog on the road both times. Calgary did beat Seattle, so all 3 meetings have gone over so far this season, 7 goals, 9 goals, and 8 goals. So kind of plays into that trend of the 5 of the last 6 games. Calgary's also covered the puck line in 6 of 7. Calgary, one of the teams that maybe can get it done. But Seattle is 12-6 on the puck line on the road. So, probably more interested in the total here. These 2 teams aren't producing a lot of goals into the break for sure. Both teams, I believe, were just 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games, both of them. But I would think with this one, let me make sure 6 under 20 because I want to go over. Yeah, it's 6 under 20 pretty much everywhere. In fact, Bovada is 5.5 over 22. So that catches my eye. I just think with the way this series plays, it's more going to be an over. I understand that they've been going under of late. Calgary does some pretty good things defensively, certainly, especially power play wise. All right, I'm going to go over. Salty says it was 3-0. Are you talking about this? Okay, I missed. I don't have that. Sorry about that, brother. You might got me on that one. I might have missed that one. I thought this was their 3rd meeting of the season. So okay, apologize if I got that one wrong. I thought the last meeting was on November. No big deal. I mean, I'm still Gino's on the under. It looks like, but I'm going to take over. Here is my play at a pretty good price for me, I think. All right. Hey, no, I'm never coming on here to say I've got it right every time. I'd love to. I'd like to, but oh boy. Well, the Kings are doing a 360 here. No, not in the game. They're not going to lose to the Sharks. I'm sure they'll crush the Sharks. It's just a matter of how much pain we can tolerate at minus 360 and how much can we lay here on the puck line because it's going to be hefty. But probably prefer the Kings to roll the Sharks coming out of the break. Kings have won the last 5 meetings between the 2 teams, including 3 times already this season: 2-1, 4-3, and 4-1. Critical notice. If Gerardo's out there, oh, we already knew that. I already said that. Oh, the line service thinks they're being cute. Oh, by the way, Ross County and Rangers has been postponed. We told you that 2 hours ago, right here on the morning steam, and you guys didn't even care, didn't even know what I was talking about. Hey, I want to say hello to Tariq Barrington. He's a little behind us, it looks like, but maybe he'll get all the way. I don't know if he's going to get to the hockey, but he joins us in there. Johnny Walker wants more critical notices. We didn't need it. I already told you 2 hours ago the Ross County had a problem with the transportation, couldn't get to the game against Rangers, and it was postponed. Now they're sending out a critical notice 2 hours later. All right. Anyways, I don't have much for you, I don't think, on the trends here. I'm just want to sell you on the Kings being the best team in the league, in my opinion. It's a biased opinion. I actually could make some arguments for A few other teams certainly being as strong. Maybe the Kings have had some slip ups of late. They lost that game at Seattle. They lost recently to Winnipeg as well, but still continuing to roll and looking great to the eye test to me. Having watched this team is probably my number one team to watch in my life. I've never seen them look this good. I will see how they come in out of the break. I mean, it's always tough here, but Sharks still 6-12 on the road on the puck line, and the Kings, they actually do show puck line, pretty decent puck line record as a favorite. I think they're 12-12, but they're laying the puck and a half on those. So I'm going to take the Kings here on the puck line at minus $1.50 or so. That's all I can do. I'm going to probably play the total in this as a premium, so won't get too far into it. One more game. We got to get out of here. Thanks for joining me today for a couple of hours on the morning steam. Hope you get something out of these. I like this hockey card. That's about all I can say about it. Here's the Golden Knights taking on the Ducks. It's always a Golden Knights victory, isn't it? 20 of the last 25 games have been wins for the Golden Knights against the Ducks, but the Ducks often play them pretty competitively at home, usually staying within the goal and a half puck line. They've covered 4 of the last 6 at home on the puck. 4 out of the last 5 actually on the puck line here at home. And Ducks did actually win the last meeting between the two teams as well. In fact, they've actually split 2 of the last 4 meetings. I kind of want to try the Ducks here in this spot. Total has gone over in 9 of Vegas's last 8 games. I don't know if this one is necessarily going to be. Look, it's not 6.5. I don't think yet. I don't think it's going to go to 6.5. Oh, it has at Bovada now. Very interesting. Okay, let's save the total here in this one, and I'll just take the Ducks, I think, on the puck line at minus $1.40 today. I'll try the Ducks to stay in this one. We give one refresh here of the late goalies to see if we have anything, but could be Rittich in there for the Kings. He obviously did a nice job, so we'll see. It might not be Talbot, but not confirmed yet for LA back in that other game. I'll take the Ducks here, though, in this one. And look, I'm going to maybe think this one could be low scoring. We'll see. Look, Golden Knights, obviously some issues in the net here as well. So that is a little bit of what's factoring in here. I think pretty solid. It will be Patera the way the things are looking here for the Golden Knights of late. So Anaheim's been going under big time of late. 2-7-1 to the under, and Vegas has gone under in 7 of their last 10. So if they want to sneak in a 6.5 here and think that maybe Vegas gets healthy and gets a blowout, I'm probably going to be Ducks and under, quite honestly. All right. Anybody up for we'll get out of here unless you want to pick from the 2 college basketball games from me because they're so special. Look, these are pretty bad games, folks, but I made the graphics, so why not? Here, I don't think the games were necessarily even good enough for a break. I don't have any trends necessarily in this one. All I got is a pretty strong play here in the game with Morgan State going up against Virginia in this one. Look, it's kind of funny, right? You wonder when does Virginia play their low-scoring games and when do they play their high-scoring games, right? That's what you got to interpret with Virginia, because we know that they can play some of those 56, 54 games on a moment's notice. Well, probably not against Morgan State, right? They're a 26-point favorite. So, you got to figure Virginia, they're at least good here for 79, or let's see, 66, 79 points. A predicted final score would be 79-53. Do you think the game's going to be 79-53 today in this game? You think Morgan State can get to 53? I don't know if they can, but Virginia might be able to score more than 79. All right, maybe we shouldn't have done this. Now I want to actually go a little bit further. I mean, there's only 2 games to break down. What are we going to do? Look, I think Virginia's gone under in 6 of their last 7 home games. But here would seem like maybe they could get into the 80s against Morgan State. Could it be one of those? Could it be really weird? Is Morgan State bad enough? You think could it be like 80-40 and it might end up at 120? Or can Morgan State get a few more points than that? The line would say they would. You look at the old Ken Palm, 78-53. I didn't need to do all that fancy math in my head if I just would have looked over here at Ken Palm. Still, they're still a point off, but all right, Virginia coming off the loss to Memphis, 77-54. Maybe we can look for an equatable game here. They beat Central, 77-47. Morgan State is worse than Central, that's for sure. Morgan State on the KP. This is okay. So they beat A&T. Morgan State is 343. A&T is 352. Virginia beat A&T 80-51. Okay, that's a handicap. I'll take Virginia. All right, I'll take Virginia in this one. I'm going to reserve that total. Look, that was 131 points. I already said I think Virginia can score into the 80s. They scored 80 exactly there. I would obviously need if A&T could score 51. Morgan State better get. Let's see what Morgan State is. They scored 50 against BYU. The game against BYU was 93-50. Okay, now BYU is a top 5 team at this point in the country, I think, by most people's accounts. They opened up against Arizona and lost 122-59. But that was way earlier in the season. James Madison, their last game, 89-75, but they're not. It's different. It's different when you're playing Virginia here. And James Madison is Virginia's top 40. James Madison is top 70. So maybe we don't have quite the. I'll just take Virginia. I'm gonna take Virginia today. You guys, I think, are making fun of me in the chat here on this one. All right. Johnny says, give me the 26.5. Nunya says, end the show. Stop the pain. I'm following Nunya on Twitter now. This is going to be the game of all games. Percent Better says, go over. Percent Better, please do not give away the premiums on the show. Okay, Percent Better's got him in the 90s. Okay, it's no secret what's going on here. We're all going over. All right. Darn it. Oh, well, still buy my picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. There's one other college basketball game now. We're just in a lot of pain here. Chicago State. This isn't a payday game. This is just Chicago State being Chicago State. They're going to go on the road and play Cal Baptist, and they're going to get 11 points. Okay. Ooh, these games. Hey, it's a doubleheader kind of. You could watch these games back to back. Back to back here in this one. All right. Man, this one's actually kind of tough here, actually. I'm going to take Baptist here, minus 11 against Chicago State. I don't think we can give a whole elaborate breakdown of the Ken Palm stats to go over this game. We'll just end the show before I laugh too hard. But the other thing was the other game is on ACC Network, at least. I think this one you might have to go searching for a little bit. Baptist comes in 7-4 off a 73-70 loss to Eastern Kentucky. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They did beat Riverside here by a point. Chicago State maybe they've been feeling pretty good of late. They've even captured a lot of the public's attention, having won 4 of their last 5 games. So I think probably going to see actually a lot of support. Did see a move here actually for Chicago State. I don't think it was widely reported. Steam necessarily. More Motherwell and Aberdeen. That one I didn't know, but Motherwell and Aberdeen postponed here just moments ago. So stick with me for really out of this world sports information. All right, that's going to do it for the morning steam. Any more notes on this one? With Chicago State, they lost to Wisconsin by 23, but before that, they beat Cookman, they beat Rio Grande Valley, they beat Valpo, they beat Northwestern, of course, in that famous upset now that everybody was talking about at the time. And actually, this is actually a pretty good season for Chicago State at this point, having already won 7 games. So maybe they can get the money, but I'll lay it with Baptist here today. All right, that's it for the morning steam. Thank you, everyone. Under for percent better in the late one. None you might go over. And none you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Come in and give the first look. I mean, hey, I'm never going to change it from my free pick. I mean, I'll just roll with it later on. Now, don't get me wrong. Once the game starts and maybe some live betting takes place, say anything's fair game. I'm not going to come in here and say, you're never going to hear me come in and say, boy, I got that game wrong on the show, but you know what? I won a bunch of live bets on the other team. I just won't say it. Now, if for some reason, I go on another show and we're doing some live betting and you see it happen, well, there's nothing about that. So, all right. Thanks a lot, you guys. Great job. Great show. Get you with more morning steam tomorrow. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, please, if you'd like any of our premium picks. Our best picks are over there. Click on the All Cappers tab. You can look through, find the handicapper of your choice. You click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Look at our man, Ron Crawford, Latifa. Look, you can be part of the team, too, here at Tony's Picks. Look at who we people who we handicapped with here on the show for months and months and months, and they've reached out to our staff and they are now part of the team. So just goes to show you. I mean, that's all I did with Tony and the GM, and I've got this great opportunity and platform, and I'm going to make use of it every single day because you guys keep me coming back in the chat. You guys are the most important things I realize now. So grab my 3-day, grab my 7-day if you'd like. You'll get my premium picks in there. I don't fool around. Whether win or lose, you get a little write-up in there on the games as well. You know what I'm on. And I do appreciate your support. So thanks a lot, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow. More morning steam, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific for Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Ramon Scott.
Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel and these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game.